Welcome to Hurricane Season 2015. What you need to know. Bringing you hurricane knowledge, historical perspectives, and information you need to know about hurricanes to protect your home, family, and life. Here's meteorologists Bill Alexander and Trey Meynig.
Hello, I'm meteorologist Bill Alexander.
And I'm meteorologist Trey Meynig.
And thank you for joining us for this special Hurricane Season 2015, What You Need to Know.
It's our hope you will gain insight from this program as we take a historical look back at some hurricanes that have made landfall on the Texas coastline, how you need to prepare for a hurricane, and we'll also let you know how many hurricanes we expect to see in 2015. Bill?
The hows and whys of hurricanes. Hurricane forecasting is a tricky business. We know they can be very difficult to predict. Just when you think it's going to make landfall in one location, it goes to another. Just look at Hurricane Carla. It was headed toward Corpus Christi, and at the last moment took a loop and then pressed its way northward to Port Lavaca. That's the reason why the National Weather Service is constantly studying models of storms that could impact our area. Recently, we had a chance to visit with meteorologist John Metz of the National Weather Service in Corpus Christi to talk about hurricane models.
When a hurricane threatens, you often hear meteorologists refer to computer-based models when attempting to show where a hurricane may be headed. While they're talked about often, what are these models exactly? Meteorologist John Metz fills us in.
Is basically kind of math and physics equations that are put together that take samples of the atmosphere, and those equations are run in time by a computer to simulate an outcome, a forecast.
High-powered computers can crunch millions of equations within a fraction of a second. But this is just one piece of the information puzzle that meteorologists use to make a forecast.
The models ingest buoy data, surface weather information, radar data, satellite information. So all this information is collected by the National Weather Service. Its data is put into the model, and then it's simulated, it's run and simulated into the future.
Thanks both to improvements in forecasting experience and modern technology, hurricane forecast accuracy is getting better.
If you go back 20 years, for example, the 2-day forecast on where a storm may go was off by as much as 200 miles in either side of a line. And that accuracy has been trimmed down to about 75 miles.
While that's good news, Metz says that forecasters are still a long way from being able to pinpoint a specific landfall spot.
Even 24 hours before landfall, there's still approximately 40 to 50 miles in error.
Metz stresses that even though your location might be outside of the projected forecast path, that does not mean you should let your guard down.
The storm surge can deviate well away from the storm center, and again covering hundreds of miles of coastline, so your wind radii can be very large, your storm surge impact can be very large, tornadoes tend to form hundreds of miles away from the center, so again, don't focus specifically on the line, on the exact potential track where it may go.
While forecasts have gotten better, there are still some uncertainties when it comes to forecasting hurricanes, so heeding the advice of officials when the time comes will continue to be your best option.
Start their preparations early, start their planning, follow evacuation orders, which may seem to come early, but there's a reason because of the fact that it's not an exact science.
After the break, Trey will take us back in time to recall the storms that have impacted the crossroads, and we'll see what has happened since Claudette visited us back in 2003.